Hello, my name is Eric, and today I'm going to show you how to remove and replace a control for an Oil Gear PVWJ C-frame pump. The procedure is going to be the same whether it's a pressure compensated control, load sense control, or in this case I have a horsepower limiting control. And on a C-frame, that's going to be our PVWJ 064, our PVWJ 076, our 098, or our PVWJ 130. The procedure is going to be the same. What I found, this works best if we have a maximum volume stop. Maximum volume stop is here on the side. If we turn that in just enough that we start to de-stroke the pump or slightly compress the control piston, it really makes things a lot easier. So what I've done is I've gone ahead, taken out the back two cap screws, and we'll loosen the front two cap screws. And again, with the maximum volume stop turned in slightly, I've compressed the control piston spring so it's taken the force off of the control pin. So at this point it's very simple to just grasp both sides of the control and lift it off. Sometimes the control sticks a little bit to the roll pins. We need to tap it a little bit with a mallet. But usually we just wiggle that back and forth and the control is going to come off. At that point we can see the underside of the control, the slot for the control piston, and here we have the control pin. So if we're replacing the control pin, it's important to reassemble it with the portion of the pin, what we call a foot pin, facing the rear of the pump. And you notice the pin moves a little bit. It's not hard up against the side of the case. That's what de-stroking the pump slightly does for us. It takes the force off of the pin and off of the spring. So if we're changing the control, we're replacing a control at this point, we'll make sure our control pin is in place. We'll double check to make sure that the high pressure O-ring and the case O-ring are in their chamfers. We're able to take that control, place it over the slot in the control piston, and it will drop right back on. At that point, we'll start one cap screw, and I like to move that slightly till I get that first one started, and I'll probably go in 3 or 4 turns on that because that gives me a little bit of leverage. Sometimes I'll need to move that control spring or compress it just a little bit. So if my screw doesn't quite go into the hole, I put a little force on there with my finger, push that. That allows me to get that second cap screw started. Then with 2 cap screws started, bring those mostly tight, and the other 2 will be in the correct position. At this point, we'll tighten them evenly and torque them to the correct torque specs.